Fex Sanguinus, correct? When Quinn answered, he was unsure what to say at first. If he said his name, would Fex get suspicious of how Quinn knew? Or would they think they were comrades? It was a risk. Quinn had no clue how many vampires there were, and how close of a relationship each one of them held with each other. Still, this way, if he did ask how he knew his name, Quinn could make up a type of lie. In the end, he chose to reveal the vampire's name as the system advised him to do. Quinn, I'm warning you right now, never reveal your family name to another vampire. If you do, they will target you, the system said. But can't he use his inspect skill as well? Quinn asked. That is unique to the system, Quinn. You are not an ordinary vampire. The others don't have this kind of system like yours. This whole thing you are going through, you are the first person to experience it. This is why I can't help you as much along the way. There are still some things that I don't know about the system. Quinn started wondering about the skills unique to the system, and what are the skills all vampires knew of. Well, it's to be expected. I thought maybe my fame was starting to die around the other families, Fex said, swiping his hair back. Well, it's clear you're not from my family. Otherwise, you wouldn't have attacked me yesterday. But I won't pry into your business, because that would just be rude of me. Anyway, go ahead. It seems you didn't approach me for no reason at all. Quinn was struggling with the decision of how much information he should reveal. If he made one type of slip-up, then it would reveal the position he was in. I remember you saying that if I needed any help, you would offer your hand. Quinn then took in a deep breath. I need you to help me with the ghoul problem, the one that you captured the other day. Fex then smiled. I thought as much. I see. Perhaps a vampire recklessly transformed a human, huh? And then left you a halfling or lesser to deal with problems. Who would be so irresponsible to turn someone into a ghoul without preparing everything beforehand? It seemed like Fex was coming up with his ideas about why Quinn was here, which was a good thing. It meant that Quinn didn't have to come up with his own story and could just stay silent. In doing so, Fex was the type of person who thought his guesses were right on. Judging by your silence, I'm pretty close, aren't I? He assumed as he started laughing. When I become the family head with my genius brain, our family will rise to the head position. So, can you help me? Quinn asked. By simply looking at Quinn's face and seeing his fighting skills the other day, Fex could only surmise that Quinn wasn't well trained, or just wouldn't amount to much in the future. This contradicted his earlier thought, though there was something else that was bugging him. He had seen Quinn use his shadow ability. It was an ability that other vampires hadn't used in years. It suddenly gave Fex an idea. Sooner or later, he would be caught by his family and be sent back. He knew this was the case, but if he could lighten his punishment in any way, this might be his chance. If he asked Quinn about the ability, of course Quinn wouldn't tell him. All the families thought the ability had been lost. Looking at Quinn, it was clear whichever family he worked for were keeping it a secret. Perhaps trying to overthrow the head family. If Fex was able to get information from Quinn, how he got this and which family he belonged to, then perhaps the punishment he would receive would be lighter. But the greed was starting to grow inside Fex. Observing Quinn's ordeal and the fact that the ghoul yesterday was in a crazy state, he needed his help. Maybe he could get even more out of this deal. Of course I can help you, Fex said. Those words gave Quinn hope. The sooner they dealt with Peter's situation, the quicker they could get on with their lives. But I do have one condition, Fex said, looking over in the direction of the two girls. You see, the one with the golden hair? All I ask is for some alone time with her. As Quinn turned his head, he knew straight away who he was talking about. It was Erin. Why? Why her? Why can't it be someone else? Quinn asked. Quinn felt that, perhaps, Fex would need someone to give him a supply of blood while he was here, just like Layla was to him. Otherwise, every 2 days, he would starve with hunger if Fex was the same type as him. But it didn't sit well with Quinn that it would be someone he knew. Out of all the people he could have selected, he chose his acquaintance. If you need blood, I can provide it to you, Quinn added. Oh, don't worry, I have no problem obtaining blood, although it would be nice to have a little blood pet. I promise you that if you just agree and let me meet and talk with her, then I'll help you with your little ghoul situation. Are you going to hurt her? Quinn asked. What? Are you crazy? Of course not, Fex replied. So, what will it be? There's no way we can trust that guy, Layla shouted. Currently, the whole group had finished their combat classes for the day and were inside Quinn's room. He had just informed them all of what had happened yesterday when he had rescued Peter. He also included what had happened in the combat class and what Fex's request was. I hate to admit it, Vorden said, but I kind of agree with Layla on this one. What is another vampire doing in this school in the first place? Is he here because of you, Quinn, or maybe Peter? I don't think that's the case. Honestly, he seems to be disinterested in me. He also said something that he wasn't meant to be here either. I don't know if he was telling the truth or not. Maybe he was trying to get me to reveal myself. Quinn felt like pulling out his hair at this moment. There were so many things running through his head. I wish there was like a manual or something on how to be a vampire. They have so many rules I just don't understand. The thing is, I can understand if he wanted you or Peter, but why Erin? It doesn't make any sense. Vorden shook his head. Inside the room, Erin had been here the whole time, silently listening away. So far, she hadn't said a single word, as if her mind was someplace else. I have no clue about it either. All I know is he said he wouldn't hurt her, Quinn replied. Hey, I have a question, Layla said. How come when you're in the sunlight you get weak, while he doesn't? Is he some kind of special vampire? Because when we left the training hall, he seemed to be walking fine. Quinn also noticed that as well, and while looking at Fex closely, he noticed a ring on his finger. He knew instantly that it was the same ring from the shop. It was a ring that required you to defeat a total of 10 advanced tier beasts to obtain. It only caused Quinn's worries to grow. It was clear that even if he didn't ask, none of them were powerful enough to stop him. While the others were thinking about what to do, Vorden pulled Quinn off to one side so they could have a private conversation with one another. Hey man, not to add to your worries or anything, Vorden started, but I think we've another problem you should know about, Vorden said. Vorden then went on to explain how a few of Duke's men had come up to Peter in their training session, and how they had asked him to learn the level 4 ability by the end of the week. It seemed like everything was happening at the worst possible timing. Then we have no choice, Quinn said. We don't know if Duke is going to keep a closer eye on Peter or what he plans to do. If we don't get Peter off this new diet as soon as possible, then we might have a serious problem on our hands. If it's about trusting the vampire boy or the Duke, I think right now I trust the vampire more. You might be right about that one, Vorden replied. But the problem is, how do we convince Erin? As soon as Vorden had finished those words, Erin stood up straight and placed her hand on the hilt of her blade, which was currently sheathed by her side. I'll do it. I'll go see this Erin said. What? Erin, you're not thinking straight. He's a vampire. He could be planning to do the same thing to you as Quinn did to Peter, Layla shouted before pausing. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.